always taking action for you.
The buck stops with him, and tonight David Brandon is defending U of M's handling of the Shane Morris concussion controversy.
But will the athletic director's answers quiet the storm of criticism? We have Team 7 coverage tonight, including reaction to the one-on-one interview.
Let's begin with 7 Sports Director Tom Lydon, who sat down with Brandon late this afternoon. Tom, a lot of people want to hear this.
Yeah, I know they do. Carol and Stephen, a lot of issues really surrounding the whole topic of communication. There was a communication breakdown on Saturday on the sideline, and I feel, as do many other people, that there was a major communication breakdown in the days that followed. Dave Brandon today did tell me it was a big mistake for him to put Brady Hoke in front of the media on Monday without Coach Hoke knowing fully about where Shane Morris stood in terms of his concussion evaluation. But this is kind of the tipping point for a lot of Michigan fans. It doesn't get to a firestorm without a whirlwind of activity underneath it. So I talked with Dave Brandon about everything that's happened around this football program over the last 18 months. You look at the Brendan Gibbons case and how that was handled publicly. The fact that when Doug Nussmeier was hired, it wasn't Brady Hoke answering the questions, it was the athletic director answering the questions, which people didn't seem to understand. The ticket prices went up for the students. And then in a case that was just on the radar last week, the promotion with Coke and the ticket giveaway that went wrong. How responsible do you feel for some of the negative press that the University of Michigan has gotten over the last year?
I'm responsible for everything that happens at this department because I'm the leader of Michigan athletics. And so if a mistake occurs on my watch, I'm responsible. And we have made mistakes, and I'm sad to inform you, probably at some point in the future we're going to make mistakes again. But what we do here at Michigan is when we make a mistake, we stand up, we take responsibility for it, we hold ourselves accountable for it, we apologize for it, and we work really hard to make sure we don't make the same mistake twice. And you know, there are some of the things you tick through here that you know, it's easy to set those up as a litany of mistakes, but each one of them has its own story. And each one of them has its own education process for the people involved to get better and make sure it doesn't happen again.
We will share a number of nuggets throughout the course of this evening from David Brandon, but the big takeaways that you should be left with at this point are these. Brady Hoke will be the coach of the Michigan football team for the rest of the year. Dave Brandon told me that. That is a major issue that he says wanted to get on the table. He's not going to fire a coach in the middle of the season. Also, he feels he has the support of the Board of Regents and the president, and he does not feel that his job is in jeopardy. Coming up in sports, we'll talk specifically about whether or not Brady Hoke wearing a headset could have made that situation on Saturday a little bit better, and whether Brandon will demand that Hoke wear a headset moving ahead. Reporting live in Ann Arbor, Tom Lydon, 7 Action News.
Yeah, Tom, and the little bit we've heard so far, at times he sounded a bit defensive, sometimes defiant. What was his overall demeanor, would you characterize him?
Yeah, I think David Brandon's just kind of like that. He's very assertive in how he speaks. He is very authoritative in his tone when he gives an answer, and he believes wholeheartedly in everything that he's saying. But yeah, I agree with you. At times he did sound defensive, and at times he did sound defiant in what he was saying.
All right, Tom, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again shortly.
You got it.